chance in Europe next season. Good afternoon, a terrific match in prospect and looking forward to it, are two men who know all about the Wembley occasion, Jack Charlton and Ray Wilkins. Who are you going for today, Jack?
At 4-1 I'm going to go for Villa, but I think I would have had a bob or two on them anyway. They've got all their players back, they're all ready to go.
OK, Ray?
I'm going to have to go for Manchester United, Matt. I think they are the form team and they're the team that everybody has to be.
From a former United man, I suppose it was obvious. OK, let's have a chat now on how they reached the final. Villa's form in the early rounds couldn't have been more impressive. 5 straight victories, including both of the North London Giants, to reach the semi-finals against the outsiders, Tranmere Rovers. United struggled by comparison, losing their first match to Stoke, then squeezing through in the home leg and having to go to a replay against Portsmouth. Then it was Sheffield Wednesday.
Of this. United go ahead. Parker finding McClare. He's got Hughes and Giggs in the box. Hughes! They can order the Wembley suits now, all right. When I thought a chance had passed, you go and save the best for last. There may be trouble ahead, but while there's moonlight and music and love and romance, let's face the music and dance. Tranmere Rovers are one kick away from Wembley. What drama! He saved it, Bosnich, the hero. Aston Villa go to Wembley.
He may be the oldest manager in the Premiership, Jack, but he looked like one of the youngest.
I've never seen him celebrate like that, Ron, after a goal. But I mean, when when you've missed one, that would have put you out of it, and then you've got the chance to go in and get a goal. Great reaction from Ron.
But victory here today would mean an awful lot to Aston Villa.
Great deal to Aston Villa. They've had a long, hard season. They've had a lot of injury problems just after Christmas. They've dropped away from everything. Today is the last chance. I mean, this is a good chance to get into Europe, and I would like to see Villa do that because they're on the up and up and they're on the way to being a great club again, and I would like to see them back into Europe.
Well, as far as United are concerned, Ray, there's lots of pressure on their players today, not least the goalkeeper, Les Sealey, who's coming for his first game of the season, and Eric Cantona, if he gets sent off today, is out for 10 games.
Yeah, not a very pleasant thought, really, Eric, to get sent off, but I don't think he will. He'll control himself. He's a superb player, and it's about time we got back to talking about Eric Cantona, the footballer. Yes, it is the first step, which would be an amazing treble. They'll be nervous because they'll realise what's in front of them, but they do have a fantastic outfit. And I think we always talk about the attacking players, but defensively they've been rock solid. And if Les Sealey's got to play behind a set of players, then these guys at the back for Manchester United have been superb.
We can have a look at the teams, both of them, as they line up today in a little under half an hour's time. What do you think of that Villa side, Jack?
I think it's a good Villa side. It's the best Villa side. He's got Andy Townsend back in again. He's got Stephen Staunton back in again. Both who have had injuries, but they've got through it. And they're looking a good side, actually. I think they're quite a well-balanced lot. I'm not sure what he's going to do with Daly and Atkinson.
OK.
I get told he'll play on the right. Now, if he does, I think it'll not be his game, because he's really a midfield runner, and he can frighten people to death when he gets on runs from there.
All right, Jack, it sounds like you think your money's safe. OK, a little later, we'll be giving you the chance to win a VIP trip to the World Cup final. But right now, it's journey's end for the two clubs here at Wembley. Aston Villa are first to arrive. They've lost their last 3 matches, and following last week's home defeat to Oldham, Ron Atkinson said he was ashamed to be the manager and called his players an insult to professional football. What's the mood today? Gary Newbon is with Big Ron.
You know, big occasion. If they can't pick themselves up here, then they'll never pick themselves up.
You're going to play Graham Fenton. That's quite a gamble in one sense. He's only started 3 matches and hasn't scored yet. He's only 19.
No, but since he's come in, he's shown a good maturity. He's a strong player, and he's got great spirit. And I think there'll be sort of qualities we'll be needing today.
The bookmakers are making you between 3-1 and 4-1 against over 90 minutes. Should we have put our money on?
I think we're a bit longer than that when we came with Sheffield.
So what do you think about those odds, Ron, today?
I suppose they can say what they like. I mean, if I was going to have a gamble, I'd have a few quid on that.
As for Manchester United, the club under a bit of a cloud in recent weeks, with Blackburn making up ground in the Premiership and Eric Cantona being controversially sent off in both the last 2 matches. Our reporter with United, Jim Rosenthal.
Alex, thousands of words have been written about your team this week. Just tell us the mood they're in approaching this cup final.
Well, it's a cup final, and most of them have got experience of being here right before, at international or cup finals, so they'll handle it all right. There's always a good mood for a final, I feel. Everyone's optimistic. It doesn't matter whether you're the underdog or the favourite, it doesn't matter. You've got the optimism and you've got the hope that you're going to carry it off.
Are you and are they feeling the pressure of chasing this treble?
Well, I don't. I think I summed up perfectly that at the start of the season, if you think you can win a trophy a year, that's what you've got to achieve. Our club would be great. In the last 4 years, we've won a trophy each year. So if we win 1 trophy this year, that's what we set out at the beginning of the season. After that's a bonus, Jim.
Welcome back, with kick-off just 20 minutes away. Time now to hear from the players as they try to calm their nerves and enjoy the big day.
Yeah, it looks quite pretty, doesn't it? I've never been here before, but it looks marvellous. Hopefully I'll be buzzing and hopefully I'll get another. Have to wait and see.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're a great side, no doubt about that. We've got to be at our best to win, but I think if people were to just write us off, that would be stupid. I'm sure the United players wouldn't be doing that. We've got a lot of good players, and if we perform like we can on the day, we can win the game.
How important is it to get 1 of the 3 under the belt here today?
Well, I mean, there's only 3 to go for, and this is the first one. I mean, once you come here and you sense the Wembley atmosphere, it's always important to win.
You'll have looked round into the eyes of your team in the dressing room. What can you tell us?
Well, I think after the flag what we have seen, there's a fierce determination to succeed. Hopefully that's the case.
How do you feel your partner Eric Cantona will react to the past week's happenings?
Well, I'm sure Eric will enjoy this stage. These type of games are made for Eric, and I just hope he puts on a great show today, because a lot of things have been said this week. Some of it justified, a lot of it not. So I just hope he does very well and shows what he's good at, playing great football.
You know him quite well as a character. Do you think he's been a bit hurt by the way things have gone for him this week?
I think he obviously feels a little bit hard done by, and I think he's reacted well to what's happened. I think he was touched by the reaction of the fans after the Arsenal match, and I think he want to show that he's committed to United.
We've come here to win the game, and there's a lot of Aston Villa supporters here today, and I know the feeling when you win the cup, and it was a little bit of disappointment when I lost with Liverpool in the Charity Shield. So we won't be getting back on that coach at the end of the game with a winner's medal.
And a good stage for Dean Saunders to score some of his smashing goals.
Yeah, well, hopefully I'll get a goal today. That's all that's in my mind at the moment. If I score a goal, then we've got a good chance of winning the game.
Has the manager given you any special instructions for today?
Yeah, go out and win. That's simple. When you get to a cup final, you don't want to lose. Be the same for both teams. Been a long, hard road to get here, and just hopefully we'll all enjoy the day.
On Tuesday, the soccer hacks Bade have Manchester United become derailed. Are they falling apart at the seams? Well, soccer's real hard men, the bookies, simply don't believe it. Odds on United 5-4 on, 4-1 Villa, and 11-5 the draw. And they're only 5-4 to win the great treble. They were 80-1 way back in September. For the Premiership, Burlington Bertie on, 100-30 on. The great game of Blackburn on Saturday. And if you think the wheels have really come off, no trophies at Old Trafford this year. 14-1 the bookies will offer you. Leading scorer Cantona 7-1 for United, Saunders 8-1 for Villa, and for a bore, draw, or yawn, no goals, that's also an 8-1 chance. But the bookies, they're so cowardly, they won't offer bets on the great event here. The nail-biter, will Eric Cantona receive this for the third time in 9 days? Then it truly would be, ooh, ah, Cantona!
Welcome back to Wembley, where the first major final of the season is soon to get underway. The place is already full. Aston Villa and Manchester United supporters here for a game that means so much to both sides. For Villa, a place in Europe and a chance to make up for the failures of last season, or earlier in this season. Manchester United, well, they're going for an unprecedented treble. Simple question for Jack Charlton, I suppose. Have they got any chance of doing the treble, Jack?
Well, the bookies think so, and I think so as well, actually. But it starts today, and I mean, this could put great pressure on them. 14-1 not to win anything. And I'll tell you what, if they lose today, they could get a bit shaky, because Blackburn are getting a bit closer, and the cup final is never the best day. And they want to win everything, but today they've got to do it, because I think Villa will be at their best today.
And yet, Ray, Alex Ferguson has talked about Wembley as a sanctuary, certainly a sanctuary from the events of the last couple of weeks. Is it possible they can forget everything and go out today and really put a performance on?
I don't really see what they've got to worry about. They're the team that everybody's got to beat. They are the form team. They are the team with the majority of the best players in it. If I was playing for Manchester United, I'd be absolutely delighted the way things have gone. They're sitting at the top of the league, they're in the final and in the semi-final of the FA Cup. The things are going lovely for them.
Bit of pressure creeps in, you know. I mean, I was once in this very same position. We were in Europe, we were in the cup final, we were going to win the league, and we actually won nothing. And it can get to you, the tension and everything in this, when you're thinking about what you're doing when you're playing the game, where you're passing the ball, how you're moving, you're worrying about it, and it takes a little bit of joy from your game. I think really today Man United have got to show real panache and go and do it. And they've got to give us a real performance, and then they'll win it. But I think they might not be as good as we think they will be today.
Well, there are the two managers, no animosity there, of course. Ron Atkinson on the left. What must he be thinking? Because it's a crunch time for his season.
I think Ron is looking very tense there, actually. Normally he would have smiled by now, but he hasn't. He's discussing his problems with Alec. I've done this with him a few times when things have not been going too well with him. Alec, on the other hand, never looks any different.
Ray, the pressure that Jack was talking about, can that work to Villa's advantage this afternoon?
It obviously can, yeah. But I think that's the one thing that Manchester United have shown this year, is that when they play and when they play to their maximum potential, the game flows for them. They don't look as if they play with any pressure whatsoever. There's Cantona in the shot there. He doesn't look too bothered, does he? He'll be out there, and let's hope he portrays his stuff, because once he gets going and once he produces the goods, there's no finer footballer in the country at the moment.
Cantona got a tremendous reception during the kickabout, and we'll hear it again in a minute, I would think.
Not a good problem for Eric Cantona today. Everybody's for 3 sendings off, and it's on the cards. I mean, in order to get the ball, you've got to go put your foot in, and you've got to go win it. Now, he's done some silly little things, and he's not got away with them. It could happen today again. Or it could be that he's not going to get involved in the game as much as he would like to today, because he's got this in his head, that maybe he could set a precedent here that will never be equalled.
3 successive games they've lost, Villa. I mean, do they forget about that now? Is Wembley a completely different occasion, Ray?
It is. It's a time that they can actually relax now, Matt. It's they're going out. This is the worst part, in actual fact, for the guys here. They just want to get on and have a game of football now. But the preliminaries, they really do put the wind up people. And this is where the players, if they're going to be nervous, this will be the most nervous time. But Alex Ferguson looks very, very calm.
He looks calm. I'm sure he's going to enjoy it. I'm sure we all are here in the studio. Let's now turn to our commentary team. The Newcastle United manager, Kevin Keegan, is with, of course, Brian Moore.
Thank you, Matthew. Good afternoon to you all from the commentary box here. Talking to Kevin just a moment ago, he said, I think this is going to be a real classic. And certainly the atmosphere here and the setting could not be better.
It certainly couldn't, Brian. The 2 biggest cities outside of London playing each other. 2 great sets of fans. I think at the moment, if you're having a contest, the Villa fans are singing a little bit more than that, but maybe the United fans are just feeling the pressure a bit. But a tremendous game in prospect, and if it lives up to half its billing, Brian, we're in for a great day.
I've done a few cup finals here, and you've played a few. Instructions. Let's just have a quick word down on the touchline. Gary Newborn has got Dennis Law with him.
Yes, one of Manchester United's greats. He'll have a definite view on how this match is going to go. Dennis Law?
Oh, I think if United are going to win the treble, I would say that this game today will probably be the hardest one of the lot. And if they play to their strengths, then they could go, and if they win today, I think they'll go and win the treble. But in saying that, Villa have not played particularly well the last few weeks, but they have got key players on the side and players who could win the game on their own. I think it's got to be an absolute classic of a game.
Everybody talks about Giggs and players like that quite rightly, but what about Daly and Atkinson when he's really on form?
As I say, Villa have got players on the side, Saunders, Dylan Atkinson, Daly themselves, and they're on their own, they could win the game. But I think we've got to see Cantona today and Giggs, and I think with the blend of skill that they've got on both sides, I think honestly we're in for a classic today.
Right, let's look at the teams that are going to provide that classic. Aston Villa first, 3 successive defeats behind them, remember. Ron Atkinson's decided something has to be done. Ray Houghton and Gary Parker are missing from the midfield. He's also provided the big team surprise. 19-year-old Graham Fenton, only 2 previous starts, no goals. He gets one of the striking places. It's a formation that sees Kevin Richardson and Andy Townsend as the men to give a hard, competitive edge to Villa's midfield, with Daly and Atkinson on the right, Tony Daly on the left to provide pace and penetration, with Fenton, I think, playing more or less as an attacking midfielder just behind Dean Saunders. Well, Manchester United field their expected side, that is, once Andrei Kanchelskis has shaken off an injury. Lee Sharp, who scored a couple against Arsenal in midweek, is a sub. Of course, Les Seaney comes into goal in place of the suspended Peter Schmeichel, his first start of the season. The usual United formation, such power through their midfield. I've got a feeling that'll be the crucial battle between Paul Ince and Roy Keane against Villa's Richardson and Townsend. And like Villa, terrific pace down the flanks with Kanchelskis and Giggs, and of course that headline grabber Cantona in attack alongside Mark Hughes. The subs, well, for Aston Villa, Neil Cox, Ray Houghton and goalkeeper Nigel Spink, and for Manchester United, Lee Sharp, Brian McClare and the reserve keeper Gary Walsh. The referee comes from Pontypridd, Keith Cooper. His linesman making up that team, John Elvin of Norwich and Robert Harris of Oxford. What about this man?
He's a little bit special. He's a tremendous talent. People won't be surprised to hear me say that. And with a talent of his comes little side effects. You're bound to have them. It's part of the character. But he's certainly had a fantastic season. And I think, as Ray Wilkins said, it's about time we got back to talking about Cantona, the footballer, because he has given the game in this country something even a little bit more special than any other foreign player of the past has done. We've had some good ones.
But that's also down to him now, isn't it? If we're going to talk about his football, we've got to, he's got to produce it for us. And there's Graham Fenton, the 19-year-old from Wallsend. And Villa then attacking the goal to our left, in the claret and blue. Manchester United on their change away strip, yellow and green. Richardson, Atkinson, Townsend. United just pulling plenty back at the moment. Townsend making this little break down the left here. It was not a bad little run and across there from Tony Daly. And the whistle's gone for a free kick to Manchester United. Fascinating, imponderable, really, just how Manchester United will react to the storms, really, that have been raging around them. 3 sendings off in 4 games, Schmeichel once, Cantona twice. And, of course, Blackburn's hot breath on their necks at the moment. And how will Villa react to 3 successive defeats? The last one at home to Oldham. Teal gets that one away. Ron Atkinson actually came out with one of the quotes of the season. He said, "You heard that booing at the end? I started it." That's how depressed he was with Villa's performance that day. But here's Kanchelskis. Keane battling away. Fenton who got a header in there, a valuable one. You'll be pleased to have got that in. Kanchelskis again.
Oh, look at this. Touched on again by Keane. Kanchelskis is in there. Hughes waiting in the middle.
And Atkinson getting back quickly. As Irwin came right up from the full-back position on the far side.
A terrific start to this game. Both teams already had one attack, and you can see from the kick-off they're just going to go at each other. It could be the classic that Dennis Law said it would be.
Giggs fisted away there by Bosnich. Cantona spotting Kanchelskis. Long-range shot, maybe, no. Hughes playing it around. They're struggling to get the ball out of their own penalty area at the moment. Staunton and now Daly. Played in for Saunders. Richardson. Now Daly and Atkinson on the far side. Noticeable that Giggs has come back to help out with Irwin, and Giggs now starting one of those runs. Richardson cutting it out. Dean Saunders. Fenton's in the middle. Townsend's come up as well. Richardson. Plenty of Wembley experience there. Earl Barrett. Playing some nice stuff here. Fenton going all the way through. Well, actually, he seemed to fall over Steve Bruce and Keith Cooper.
Yeah,
allows the game to go on.
I think Keith Cooper there played he'd lost the ball. His touch had taken him away. But actually, I've seen a lot of referees give these sort of things.
Just got a quick reaction from Ron Atkinson there. I think Ron thought that they were a little unlucky not to get something.
What's going to be very interesting, Brian, is just where Fenton goes, because they're attempting to let Dean Saunders employ the whole of the back four of Man United. And Fenton, one of them's going to have to come out and pick Fenton up. And they don't like doing that, either Bruce or Pallister. So that's one interesting point early on.
McGrath. Back to Bosnich. Richardson, Townsend, Steve Staunton, McGrath, that was a nifty one. Now Giggs. Well stopped by Richardson though. Got the build up to Saunders. Here's Fenton again. It's the driving force through those midfield, he and Keane. That was a poor ball by Cantona standards. I think Ron Atkinson looks as though he's gone for power against power through that midfield, with the likes of Townsend and Richardson against Keane and against Gibbs.
Yeah, the one thing that they have got, probably Man United, if they've got an edge at all, it is on sheer pace. And here's one man who's got plenty of it now, Giggs, but Kanchelskis, Cantona, and that's, straight away you can see Villa trying to pass it through Man United. I think that's what they've got to do. They haven't got the real pace that United have got. They've got to go for the more sophisticated way through.
Well, Hughes dispossessing Richardson there. Here's Cantona. Keane's gone up ahead of him. Ince is available too, and on this side is Kanchelskis, who can really attack Staunton, who's had some problems injury-wise. And they might well feel that they can attack Staunton, who's a really good fullback, but if he's not totally fit, Kanchelskis might just be the man to exploit it. Paul Parker with the throw. Kanchelskis. throw. Eric Cantona. Spin towards Giggs.
Hardly the man you'd expect to be in there winning headers against this back four, but he's an all-round talented player. He's not just got pace, he's not just a good user of the ball, a good crosser of the ball, but he's also a brave little fella as well. It's a good cross from Cantona. The last person you'd think would get on the end of it is Giggs, but he manages to do it.
Bosnich with the kick. It's driving forward again. Hughes, a little dummy, and in the end, Richardson did a terrific job for Aston Villa just on the edge of his own penalty area. Oh, and a back heel there by Fenton, not the best of things to do right there. Giggs, little ball, he tried to play Irwin in.
A real strong run from Hughes there, and I don't know whether it was Richardson or even McGrath in the end. Possibly the two of them had to stop him. He is a very strong man, a terrific player for Man United. A very important part of their game is getting it into him and him getting hold of the ball.
So plenty of work for Bosnich at one end, but not at the moment very much for Les Sealey. 36 years old, terrific character, Mr. Angry. He's won one or two things with Manchester United already, including a Cup Winners' medal here against Crystal Palace, Cup Winners' Cup medal too against Barcelona. And he won't lack for confidence, will he, Les Sealey?
No, he's a confident character, and aren't Manchester United lucky to have someone of his experience to put back in goals? I mean, of course they'll miss Schmeichel because he starts a lot of their attacks off, but to have someone this experienced to put in must be a real bonus for Alex Ferguson.
Villa's throw. Steve Bruce. Back to Sealey. There's Cantona just getting ahead of Richardson. Judged that perfectly. Townsend. Falls for Daly. He's got real pace. Ince was aware of that. Nipped that in the bud straight away. Here's Cantona again, just taking it away from Richardson. Sean Teal will get there first, just a fraction before Kanchelskis. Certainly when they played up at Old Trafford earlier this season and United won 3-1, they put Earl Barrett very closely on Cantona, and he played him well, even though Cantona scored a couple of times. Just have a look in a moment, Kevin, and tell me what Villa are doing with Cantona this time. In the meantime, it's Kanchelskis trying to play it in early.
Well, they're not giving him the freedom of the park, Brian, but they took something away from themselves when they did that with Earl Barrett. They lost their shape a little bit, and although Earl Barrett did a good job, from the team point of view, it didn't really function very well for Villa. And today they've started off much better by getting on with their own game and not taking anything away from themselves tactically.
Good run here. Atkinson went through the challenge there, and Fenton, can he just poke it through for Atkinson? No, the Manchester United defensive door was closing all the time. And Graham Fenton, only 19, a Villa trainee. But Ron Atkinson had no doubts about him being mentally ready for this one. Here's Cantona trying to bring Giggs into it. Now Hughes get hold of this one. It's with Giggs. It was Earl Barrett's header which put Manchester United back in possession. Barrett then finally scrambling the ball over the line for the throw to United.
Earl Barrett must wonder what he's done wrong. Last time he had to mark Cantona, today he's got to mark Giggs. There's no easy people to mark in this Man United side.
Sticking very close to Giggs. Richardson watching Cantona here. This is for Bruce to chase. Irwin. There's a short to Paulins. Forward again to Hughes. Irwin again. Here's Giggs down that line. Cutting inside Earl Barrett this time. Giggs doing well, and Hughes just across that 6-yard line and just beyond the far post. Well, Alec Ferguson and his team on the bench thought that was going to be the opening goal, and it couldn't have been more than a yard or so in it.
This is a terrific run. He dummies to cross, Earl Barrett plays it, goes inside. I thought he was going to get a penalty here at one stage because Dalian Atkinson dives in, but he gets his cross in, and just the faintest of touches from Hughes, and it just wide. It could have gone in. A bit unlucky, really.
From the other side of the field, that will show you how close it was.
I think had he actually missed it, Cantona was there as well. But a terrific break from United, and that's what they do. They do it so quickly.
Richardson, Cantona, Parker, stopped by Staunton. Here's Cantona. Oh, he shimmied away from Townsend. Tried to pick up Giggs. Here's Parker. Cantona. Philippan's giving him a boo, but at the moment he's running it.
He is. He's got the freedom of the park, but he's got the freedom in what I would call not too dangerous area. And I think Villa are right to do this, because when you put a man on Cantona, it fires him up, and he sees it as a personal challenge, and he usually plays better. I think they're doing right. He hasn't hurt them too much at the moment.
Alistair. Quarter of an hour's gone. 0-0. Challenge there by Richardson. On Roy Keane.
Yeah, just a little bit late here, and Keith Cooper straight away.
Straight into the back there.
Stops the game and says, hey, we're having none of that, because this game doesn't need that. There's so much ability out there, so much skill, so much pace, and he's right to stop that one.
In the World Cup, that'll be a red card this summer.
Yeah, when the South Americans get up against each other, there could be about 4 people left on the park if they strictly adhere to those rules.
Parker. Bruce to Roy Keane. Picks up Cantona. Well, that was a handball and a deliberate one there by Paul Ince. The referee, Keith Cooper, going to have a word with Ince about that.
It was just instinctive, Brian.
It was in an innocuous area in the middle of the field, but he just had a little word as he went by. Some good refereeing there. Here's Richardson for Aston Villa. A little chip by him. Bruce knocking it away. Alistair helping it on, up towards Hughes. Cantona, a touch, what a beauty. Keane couldn't quite pick it up, and Sean Teal gets it back to Bosnich. Little touch by Staunton. Smashing football being played here this afternoon. Fenton. Richardson. Chip in by him towards Saunders, but too high, and he was being well watched by Pallister in any case. McGrath gets it away.
The difference at the moment between the two sides is they've got Saunders up front, who's not a natural sort of player to hold things up for them, and Man United have got Hughes, and at the moment it's working better that way. It's more natural. It's the way Man United play normally, whereas Saunders is not getting in the game as much as he would like, and that's because he's really been asked to plough a lone furrow up front.
Steve Bruce. Cantona. Outside of the boot. It's perfect. Here's Keane. Hughes. Will Keane be there to finish it off? Diving in. Pushed away by Bosnich. Cleared by a very relieved Aston Villa defence, but a lovely rippling move there by Manchester United. Knocked away in the end by Dalian Atkinson.
I'm wondering if he shouldn't have volleyed that one. It was a little bit low to head, but he made the decision quickly, and a good save from Bosnich, who didn't go down too early. Had he done, it would have been over him.
throw for Manchester United. Giggs. Fenton gets it back to Barrett. Alistair. Bruce. Parker. Picks up Angela. This is the Roy Keane incident.
Yeah, terrific 1-2 he plays with Mark Hughes, I think, and he gets the ball back, and I just wonder if he couldn't let this come down and volley it. But he decides to dive and head it, probably because Earl Barrett was there, and Bosnich did very well. They're the runs that Keane's going to make all day, and he's not going to get cramped, but he won't get tired because he's got a terrific engine on him.
Out comes Seeley. Sean Teal getting there before Mark Hughes. Hughes having a second bite. He turns so well with such strength. Getting support there by Ince, a few feet flying around there, and Fenton, the 19-year-old, in no way is going to be intimidated. Drop ball. Teal gets it forward up towards Saunders.
There was a prime example of what I meant before, that Saunders can't really get hold of that ball, he can only flick it on, but there's no one else there.
Keane. No foul, said the referee. Bosnich plays a dangerous game, as we remember in that semi-final against Tranmere. Came flying out there. The referee decided, well, he indicated a dive by the Manchester United player.
It's a great ball here from Irvine, and again that run from Keane. And I think he's very unlucky not to get at least a free kick here. He gets a touch, and I think Bosnich tried to stop, but his momentum took him through him.
Cut out by Daly. Maybe Daly can attack Manchester United now. It's left with Staunton to do that, crossing the ball in towards Daly-Nacken on the far side. And Owen runs it into touch to a corner for Aston Villa.
I can't remember if Les Seeley's actually handled the ball yet, Brian. He's certainly had 3 or 4 kicks, but I can't remember him handling it yet.
I don't think he has.
21 minutes gone.
Well, Sean Teal is up. Dangerous man from this sort of position. Practiced a lot of corners yesterday, did Villa, down at Bisham Abbey. And they were, Ron Atkinson was saying, I want some movement from players inside the penalty, and there's plenty of that at the moment. They're bobbing and weaving and ducking. That wasn't a particularly good corner, but they'll get another go.
Yeah, they've got plenty of height in there, and that's why he's maybe worked so much on them, because although Man United have got height as well, Villa probably have slight edge there with the likes of McGrath, Atkinson, Teal. Townsend is not small either.
McGrath's at the near post with Atkinson. Teal is waiting to make his run, so too is Andy Townsend. This is a wicked one, curling in and touched away. Well, he certainly got a touch there, did Seeley.
I think that's what he tried to do with the first corner. I'm sure, again, Ron Atkinson said, hey, let's get things whipped in at Les Seeley early on. He hasn't played many first-team games for a long while.
Well, that was it to perfection.
Really was a good corner. And yet you'd be surprised if it beat a keeper of his standing.
Staunton again with the corner for Aston Villa, 0-0. Driven in this time, Fenton knocking it in, could have gone anywhere. United will be delighted it fell at the feet of Dennis Irwin. It's something at last for the Villa fans to cheer. But here comes Giggs. Towards Daly. Free kick for Aston Villa. Foul on Tony Daly. halfway through the first half. Saunders. Keane read that well. Down the line to Hughes. Oh, delightful play by Hughes. And look at Giggs. Kanchelskis flitting on the far side now. Cantona. Beaten to the challenge by Andy Townsend. Saunders away on the right. Atkinson away on the left now. Saunders going past Bruce. He's got Tony Daly up alongside him, and here's Steve Staunton. A left foot shot that hits straight at Paul Parker, and Parker gets it back to Seeley. Teal into touch. Saw out of the corner of his eye that Cantona was lurking. Feeling that Villa have really got their foot hard down just to keep in this game at the moment.
I think there's no doubt about it. The movement from Man United off the ball is better. But Villa are coming into it a little bit for me.
They are indeed. Here's a chance now. It's a goal by Julian Atkinson.
Well,
he scores some priceless goals, does Atkinson, including 2 in the semi-finals at crucial moments against Tranmere Rovers.
Great ball from Saunders, and he just tucks it round Seeley, and Steve Bruce just can't get there. Townsend knocks it in, a little flick, very similar to the one that Cole did for Beardsley, but instead of hitting it, takes it on. When we play QPR, he takes it on and he sticks it in. And that really sets this game up, Brian.
Aston Villa 1, Manchester United 0. Let's see how United respond now. Well, Daly, who can really attack them. Saunders. Richardson. Barrett. United with everybody back.
Well, he said he was looking forward to playing here before the game, and he'll enjoy this. We look at it again. United very little chance to defend it because everything happened so quickly for them, all one touch. And then this is where scorers have got an eye for a goal. I mean, anyone else might have hit it with his left foot. He's just dinked it over the keeper. And Villa are on the way, maybe, to a major shock here.
Well, Ron is well aware that with Villa lying 8th in the Premiership, this is their only chance, really, of getting into Europe next season. Kanchelskis. Keane. And Irwin. Shadowing Giggs. United fans on that side felt there was a handball by Barrett. Linesman's on this side, and the referee wasn't in the best position to see it, but
15,000 people can't be wrong, though.
Can't be wrong. It's another corner for Manchester United. Giggs will take it. Cantona at the near post. Palace is in there too. Hughes at the back post. Keane, Bruce and Ince ready to launch themselves from the edge of the box. Now, what sort of corner will Giggs deliver? Straight in there to the arms of Bosnich. young man from Sydney, Australia. In fact, his parents are over here from Australia to watch him today.
You can certainly be very proud of what he's achieved in the last 2 seasons in English football. He's been a revelation.
Started at Manchester United, of course. He had 3 games at Manchester United, and there were work permit problems, and he went back to Australia and was persuaded to come and try again. Hughes feeding off to the far side there, with Irwin coming in quickly, but some excellent tracking back that time by Atkinson. And Townsend first to spot the possibility there. Still falls though for Roy Keane. Ince, Bruce. Sean Teal.
Interesting phase of the game, really, with 10 minutes to go to half-time. I mean, if Villa were to get another one, that would be a mountain to climb for Man United. They would really feel the world's against them.
Well, look at the space here for young Graham Fenton. Good throw from Staunton. Atkinson. Richardson brought down by Hughes, free kick. Ten minutes to half-time. Richardson with the free kick. Daniel Atkinson nodding it in. Saunders there, looking to get on the end of it. Might still. No, Bruce got that away. Parker helping it on to Cantona. Gives it away. Bruce hitting it long. Testing the pace of Kanchelskis here. Staunton in for Teal. Richardson. To Giggs. And now with it. Hughes. Keane. Irwin. Giggs trying to shake off Richardson, but it's not been an easy job this afternoon. Free kick to Manchester United, quickly taken by Pallister. Now it's with Roy Keane. Mark Hughes. Again. Slight miskick there by Barrett, but no harm done, except that Manchester United get a throw. Here's Cantona. There towards Mark Hughes. Paul Parker's going in there. Oh, goodness, that wasn't far away. A little deflection on the way, I fancy. Parker's never scored for Manchester United.
Excellent
Teal
strike.
Well.
Excellent strike. I don't think he got a deflection. I think he just cut the neck off it a little bit. Wasn't that far away, was it, Brian? Looking at that camera, I think that even looked at
Villa, and then Staunton, the long ball towards Saunders, outnumbered 2-1, and it's Bruce with the header. Parker up to Cantona, half-time whistle. A terrific first half with good technical football, and of course the goal that has surprised a lot of people. Daniel Atkinson, the scorer. Let's have a word with Ron Atkinson.
Ron, your comments on that half? A very good scoreline, obviously.
We're pleased with the scoreline. Tactically, we've tried to frustrate them, which we think we've done, and we think we've got enough pace to play on the break, providing we're brave enough to keep the ball when we win it back.
Thank you.
United a bit aggrieved in that dressing room that you're 1 goal down.
We are a little bit. I think the lads have played really well in that first half. But you always say in semi-finals and finals, you can't afford a lapse in concentration. And we did. We got caught on a short break kick, and they go through and nice move and that the score.
What's the message that Alex Ferguson has been drumming home to the players before the second half?
Well, the lads have got to try and keep the shape and good passing movements, and just try and up the pace just that little bit more, a few more through balls rather than square passing and that. You know, just try and up the tempo of the game a bit more.
But you've heard a few Ron Atkinson team talks in your time. You'll know that he'll have them well wound up as well.
Ah, that's right. I mean, Ron will be telling them just to keep it going, and all they've got to do is defend well now.
Thanks a lot, Brian. Let's get back to our commentators, to Kevin Keegan and to Brian Moore.
Thank you, Jim. And away we go for the start of the second half then. Aston Villa leading by 1-0. Fenton now for Villa. Pallister. Kevin Keegan saying to me at half-time how much he's enjoyed the first half, and you, without wishing to hype it up too much, you think the second half is going to be even better.
Well, it's got all the ingredients. I mean, Man United anyway will go at Villa. There's no doubt about that. And Villa will continue with the tactics that have served them so well, which, as the big man said, Big Jack, he said they're going to break on them. And if Atkinson does start to get his head on when to go and when not to go, and I think, to be fair, he's had to do a lot of defending in that half. If he gets it right, he could get another goal here today.
In the meantime, it's Villa on the break. Fenton. Atkinson is down. He was very heavily tackled by Paul Ince, I think it was. Here's Saunders. Atkinson just about on his feet again now. Andy Townsend. Here's Atkinson. Tries to get a 1-2 going with Fenton. Fenton got his feet caught up. And Roy Keane can bring it away now for United. Kanchelskis. Cantona. Giggs on the far side. Giggs over on the right-hand side now. But Staunton, they all come the same to him at the moment. Tony Daly, a little touch. He wanted Fenton to go for that. Townsend got there first. Oh, a lovely little ball played casually almost down the line there by Steve Staunton, but the one inside from Townsend didn't match it. It's Bruce for Manchester United. Kanchelskis. Hughes. Roy Keane trying to get Irwin in, but Daly and Atkinson, well, he's been effective at both ends so far this afternoon, but he took too much on there. But it's with Earl Barrett now for Villa. Down the line once again towards Daly and Atkinson. Alistair peels away.
I think, to be fair, anybody who knows this Wembley pitch, the way Atkinson's working, it is difficult for him to get forward because it does pull at your muscles. You do see a lot of people getting cramp here, and he has worked his socks off. By his standards, it's really. I mean, he's not renowned at Villa, I think, as the most lively player sometimes. But today, I think he's been sharp from the first minute on, and I just wonder if the old cramp might get him because he certainly has worked hard.
Staunton to Daly. Cross goes behind for the goal kick.
A little bit of inexperience there from Daly. When you break that quickly, Brian, there's absolutely very little chance, if any, of any other players breaking as quickly as the ball did. And he's just... Les Seagley not happy with a young lad with a Coca-Cola tracksuit on. He thinks he can get it back quicker.
Yes, he was angry with the ball boy, but Les Seagley is angry with most people most of the time. Yes, it's Ryan Giggs who's going off. And Lee Sharp who comes on. Ra with a header for Villa. Up to Keane. Kanchelskis again, still hugging that right touchline. It's Kanchelskis. It's stopped by McGrath's challenge. Barrett gets in and gets it clear. Saunders head down chasing this one, but Bruce playing it wide again for Parker.
was just thinking about Earl Barrett there. He played against Cantona last time, as we said. He saw Giggs off, and his reward for that is someone like Lee Sharp coming on. He must wonder what the hell the game's about, because he has done a good job on it today on Giggs. Kept him very quiet.
Kanchelskis. Fenton gets it clear, but hits it straight at Paul Parker. Kanchelskis again on the far side, crossed in there towards it. He let it go. Hughes. Shot was charged down. Cantona looks to get a header in. Irwin plays it in again, and Villa lining up to get that one away, and it was McGrath who made the header. Now Sharp, his first real touch. Atkinson. Saunders, the little touch. Just for a moment it looked as though Townsend might have been back on his heels. There was a free kick for Villa though. Foul by Roy Keane. Keane for Manchester United. 63 minutes gone. Villa still lead by Daly and Atkinson's goal. Bruce hitting it long and high. Aimed at Kanchelskis. Staunton got it away. Here's Fenton. Andy Townsend. Kevin Richardson. It's a nice little touch by Fenton that time. Almost got on the end of that one as well from Saunders' little touch. Now Daly. Daly's cross. Sweeney down as Saunders came in. And the throw out to Sharp. To Mark Hughes. Owen hit it straight at Barrett. Daly again. Saunders again. Stopped by Pallister. 17 years since Villa last been at Wembley. 1977 Football League Cup. They beat Everton eventually after a second replay. But at the moment they're making the most of it. But now they have some worrying to do as Cantona finds Kanchelskis. And McGrath again is there just where he needed to be.
Yeah, great block there, but I do feel Kanchelskis could have done better with that ball. He had a lot more time and to do better. I mean, I think Hughes pulled off of the big man, and that's where he wanted it.
Here's another corner. Bosnich, Keane's getting in there. Bosnich didn't really get a firm touch on that one, so he slightly injured himself at the same time. Cantona with the cross. Oh, Bosnich and McGrath both coming and having words with each other as well. Bruce, it's out of play. But McGrath and Bosnich not best pleased with each other.
I think that was just frustration from Bosnich because he didn't get the other one and got a knock. Because he's come at such a pace here, he's got absolutely no margin for error. And I don't think he can do anything else but head it away.
Richardson gets it clear. Pallister with the header for Manchester United. Here's young Graham Fenton. But Sharp's after him. And Sharp eventually wins that little tussle. Then loses it again. Means more work for Keane. Finds Bruce. Finds Parker. Parker into Cantona. Ince. Finds Kanchelskis. His concentration went again. And Fenton got in the way of Sean Teal. He won't be too happy about that. But they found Saunders, but in any case, the whistle had gone for a free kick or a foul by Paul Ince.
Just get the feeling, Brian, that the little things, the little 1-2s that's trying to play for Man United, I mean, they're not coming off for them, not quite in sync today, and a little bit of frustration coming in. They've got to keep the composure because they can still get something out of this game.
Here's Saunders. Barrett. Richardson. Townsend. Teal. Now Daly. Fenton. Good ball there, and he's found Tony Daly with it. The cross coming in towards Daly, and Atkins again just a little too high for him. He's having a real wrestling match there with Dennis Irwin, and Manchester United get a free kick. Let's have a quick word with Gary Newborn.
Yes, Brian, just a note about that substitution. You shouldn't read too much into it. It's just a matter of freshening it up, as Kevin was just saying, things not coming off. And they've got such a good squad, of course, Manchester United. It's very easy for them to switch a player of like for another player, and that's why Sharp's on there. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't bring McClare on for his experience towards the end. I don't think they can quite believe on the United bench what has happened this afternoon.
Thank you, Gary. Bruce. Once again, one of those long passes trying to hit Kanchelskis with it, but not on this occasion. That's going to be a goal kick.
You start to think ahead, Brian, now. If you're a Man United fan, you've seen a 15-point lead go down to a possible 0 if Blackburn were to beat them on Saturday, and that'll be another cup final for them. They're 1-0 down here with just 20 minutes left now. You start to wonder if the people who took 25 to 1 about them not winning anything might have got a good bit of paper in their hands.
It's Pallister. Offside, yes, it was Saunders caught offside.
There's been very few offsides in this match, Brian, simply because we're playing one up. It's very hard to catch anybody offside, you know, with a back four playing against one.
Parker. You're saying at half-time, the British game, when it's played like this with a lot of pace and a lot of good technique, there's nothing better. There's nothing more exciting.
Cantona! There's a chance here! Oh, and it's gone wide!
I think Richardson got a block on there and has given a call.
Sharp was right in there after a lovely knockdown from Cantona. There's the knockdown, and it's gone for the corner. It came off Richardson. Irwin with it, knocked away again by Richardson, up to Saunders. Ince.
Kanchelskis is going to attack. It's pushed wide. Parker waiting for Hughes. A lovely turn by Hughes, and the cross was just a little too long. And Fenton brings it away. Finds Saunders with it. And now terrific break is on for Aston Villa. Atkinson's gone streaming down the left for Saunders. Fenton is supporting him here, so it's not gone yet, but now it has.
I felt Saunders earlier in that move could have found Atkinson. He was looking up, but in the end he decided to take Pallister on, and Pallister's got in a great block. But that's the danger, catching him on the break again, and tactically Ron Atkinson has got it spot on today for me. I'm not saying Man United have done anything wrong, they haven't, they've just played the normal way. But Villa, this is a big step up from the last 3 league games, that's for sure.
Bruce. And now Hughes. Kanchelskis on the far side. Will he keep that in play? He has. He's knocked it back in again towards Cantona. Ince is getting in there too, looking to chip it back there. And in the end, well, Sharp was there, Hughes was there, and the ball goes behind for the goal kick.
That really sums up Manchester United's afternoon there. In this little clip, you see a great ball he gets in under duress, really. And it's taken by, I think, in the end, Ince.
He turns it back.
Great ball, but two of them, they're getting each other's way, I think. Look, one going into the other. And that sort of, in a nutshell, has been a little bit of a problem for Man United today.
But if you're a United fan, there have just been two little moments there in the last couple of minutes. The Lee Sharp block and the moment to go just there, where United have suddenly started to make half chances again.
Oh, most definitely. Since Sharp came on, that's given them a little boost, and they've started to knock it around a little bit better and with a little bit more urgency. But they find it difficult to break down this Villa defence.
Well, Kanchelskis goes tumbling under a challenge from Tony Daly. No foul. Richardson gets it forward to Saunders, killed beautifully by him. In fact, there's a free kick to Villa. Well, he was being very relaxed these last few days, but Alex Ferguson, knowing that there's a real sizable job to be done by his team now, with a little over a quarter of an hour left. Here's Bruce. Cantona. Sharp on the far side, or rather that's Kanchelskis over there. Keane is over there. Richardson. Possibilities here for Villa. Townsend storming through the middle with Atkinson here on this right-hand side. Daly. Will he take on Parker? Ooh. Free kick. Just a quarter of an hour to go now. Daly struggling and needing a little bit of treatment.
Yeah, when you're going at that pace past people and you get a little knock, obviously it can do untold damage. But he's got up and he's getting on with it. I think he's enjoyed his appearance at Wembley today. He's had a lot of the ball and he's caused Parker a few problems. It's been a good duel, that one.
Popped in and goal! Saunders might well have got a touch. It was certainly a terrific free kick there. Kevin Richardson took the free kick. And they're 2-0 ahead. Let's see who got the touch here. Yep.
Well, it might look a bit lucky from that, but he's got in there, he stuck his foot out, and that's what opportunism's all about. And now they've got to climb Everest, Man United.
And there's Ron Atkinson acclaiming the second goal scored by Dean Saunders. Sharp with the cross. And on the far side is Roy Keane. Kanchelskis. There's his cross. And Andy Townsend getting it away behind for the corner. United. Too high for Bruce. Keane knocking it back in again. And over the top from Mark Hughes. So inside the last quarter of an hour, Villa go 2 ahead.
Good ball in, and Hughes has to hang in the air a little bit too long, and his lack of height let him down really in the end. He's not the biggest striker in the world.
Let's have a look at the goal again. Richardson played it in. Saunders, the perfect angle to show just the deflection that Dean Saunders made. Neil Cox coming on.
Yeah, possibly.
Steve Staunton's going off. Now, whether he's felt the injury that he's had for a long time, he had a stomach operation about 5 weeks ago.
Possibly. Also, Roy Keane caught him about 5 minutes ago accidentally on the far side, and maybe that just tipped the balance against him. But he's done a great job for Villa today. They certainly look a much better balanced side when he's in there playing at left back.
Well, he's now gone off. Earl Barrett has gone to left back, and Neil Cox has come across here to right back. Parker. Can United still pull this round? Keane gets the ball up to Hughes. Mark Hughes. Ince. Let it fly. Up to Saunders. Townsend. 10 minutes of the game left now. McGrath. What an afternoon it'll be for Paul McGrath. After all those seasons at Manchester United, they let him go. Villa snapped him up. Actually, it was Ron Atkinson who brought him over about 12 years ago from Ireland. Cost £25,000 when he took him to Manchester United. And he's been fantastic again tonight, Kevin, today.
Yeah, he's just been rock solid in the back of the defence there. Him and Teal, to be fair. Yeah. In fact, every single player at Villa has responded to Ron Atkinson. He called him awful, he called him useless. And on last 3 games, that's what they were. But they've been magnificent today, Brian. Every man's contributed to this. They've worked so hard. Nobody more so than Atkinson, who for me, as I said to you before, it doesn't come that naturally to him. But he's done it today, and he looks a far better player.
Tony Daly to Kevin Richardson. Townsend playing it forward to Saunders. Ince can bring it away for Manchester United. Sharp. Some good challenging there as well by Cox. Now Fenton. The break could be on again for Aston Villa. He's got Saunders away on one side. He's got Daly and Atkinson through the middle, and he plays it for Saunders. Forced across the line, no foul. Here come Manchester United. And the afternoon started so brightly for Manchester United. It was never a foregone conclusion, but it looked as though in that opening 10 minutes, quarter of an hour, as though it might be a match they could take in their stride. Well, they've been jolted very thoroughly out of their stride by a really gutsy and talented performance by Aston Villa. Kanchelskis. They claim a handball, but they get a corner. The Villa chairman, Doug Ellis, up in the director's box in the centre there.
Yeah, you've seen Europe
on the right. Way. Absolutely. And well, they had a little spell in Europe this year until they lost to Deportivo of Spain. Here's a corner for Manchester United, floated deep at this time. And another one. Sean Teal got that one away.
I suppose when you look at Man United, I mean, Cantona's not been a force at all in the second half, and you wonder whether the events of the last week maybe have caught up with him. He's so inspirational for them.
Owen curling this one in. Bosnich going for it, gets a fist to it, knocked back by Mark Hughes. Wow.
Is there another twist, Brian?
Maybe we've been writing the obits a little too early.
Keane smashes the ball back in. Hughes gets 2 bites of the cherry, and that's all he needs. Terrific finish.
So Villa 2, Manchester United 1. Mark Hughes giving Manchester United a terrific lifeline now, and Alec Ferguson knows it well, as there are, what, 6.5 minutes to go. Another substitution. McClare's coming on, and Bruce is going off.
Well, there's not. Goal difference doesn't count in these sort of competitions, Brian.
So the captain is off, and the lucky League Cup charm, Brian McClare, is on. Villa just banging that one away. It was young Graham Fenton right back there at the heart of it all, and just listen to those United fans now. Owen. Sharp. Owen. Lee Sharp again. Owen gets a cross in. Knocked back by Kanchelskis, and Villa really all hands to the pump back there in their own penalty area. And still it remains that way as Owen crosses it in again. Everybody back. Sean Teal got up and got that one away. Even Daly's right back there, just belting the ball clear to get a little bit of respite. Fenton's done well there, but Parker stood his ground. McClare, here come United again. A furious finish here now. Fox gets it clear. Richardson half gets it clear. Daly right back in defence, up towards Saunders. Austin again, and again Villa are hooking it away, that time Kevin Richardson. It was a purely tactical switch by Alec Ferguson there, no injury to Steve Bruce.
All the questions being asked by Manchester United now, Brian, and Villa have got it's another test of the character.
Look at the length Pallister's been able to run here. Oh, and the space now for Paul Ince to drive one in, but two men absolutely hurled them at it. Paul Ince there. Keane. Not through again. Villa happy to let that go. They hope it's going to go for a goal kick, but it's gone for a throw. This is the goal again, Kevin.
Yeah, it really, a big clash here with the goalkeeper and everybody in there, and he hits it first time, Keane, and he tries to hook it in, Mark Hughes, but he gets another bite. You can't give players of his class two chances at it. They'll always stick it in, I think.
Pallister hitting it in again. Cantona in there too. And Barrett gets it up to Daly. They all want him just to run down that line and get as near to that corner flag as he can, but he's stopped. And United have come back at them again. Ince hitting it long. They claim offside, and they claim...
Alex Ferguson going absolutely mad over there. I mean, he's took a gamble. He's took Bruce off just purely tactically to try and get something, and it's worked for a minute. Can they do the impossible and come back from 2 down? Would be incredible. Ron Atkinson on the other hand was sat there thinking, oh, keep him quiet for another 5 minutes, and we're there. He's got to bite his nails now.
Dalian Atkinson, a handball, it'll be a free kick. There's a throw, and it's with Owen. 3 minutes to go now. Up goes Cantona, challenged by Sean Teal. Kanchelskis. Now Parker. We're going to get another half an hour. Extra time, of course, if United can notch another one here. Hughes! Oh, a fantastic save by Bosnich! An unbelievable save by Bosnich. From Mark Hughes.
Did everything right, Brian. Great strike and an even better save.
Corner for United. Long, and Sean Teal puts it behind.
Watch this again, Brian. This is a terrific knockdown by, I think, Cantona, set up, and he hits it so well, and look at that for a save. World class.
2 minutes left. Curled in. Keane will try to get it back again. Cantona playing it in almost lazily there. Dalian Atkinson putting it away. Pallister, the little chip by him, knocked away by Fenton. Parker playing it wide. Owen desperate to keep it in play. Knocked in long by him. Bosnich started to come and went back. Daly with a little header. Villa just can't get it away. Now Richardson will just bang it away into touch. 1.5 minutes to go.
It's the classic we thought it would be, Brian, and it maybe not over yet, this one.
I mean, it's just raw drama now after so much splendid technique for so long. Irwin hitting it in long again, and Bosnich gathering it just before Cantona could get there. That was a truly memorable save by Bosnich just now from Hughes, though.
Absolutely critical. A great save. I mean, Hughes did everything right. Couldn't have hit it better. But the one thing we know Bosnich is really good at, and that is shot stopping, and that's what he did. He stopped the shot brilliantly.
Atkinson bringing Daly in. Against the post. Daly Atkinson off the line. Daly Atkinson, I think he might. Has he given a penalty? He's given a penalty. He's given a penalty. It was handled on the line, and Villa now have a chance now. What will happen?
Well, it all happens so quick, Brian, this.
Let's just have a look and see what happens to Seeley.
Terrific shot. Comes back to Nick to Atkinson, and it's handball by...
Kanchelskis, I think, on the line. Well, will it be a red card?
I hope not. He doesn't have to do this. Just a yellow one, please. No. It's red.
It's a red card. Andrei Kanchelskis is off. The two managers confer. The referee bound by laws which maybe he doesn't agree with, and poor Andrei Kanchelskis, the man from the Ukraine, did, I suppose, what any competitor would want to do, try and in any way to stop the ball crossing a line. It is, I think, a ridiculous piece of legislation. But what it does mean is that Villa have a chance to go 3-1 up. Kanchelskis can only watch.
You wrote a script for this game, Brian. You couldn't have written it much better.
Dean Saunders looking for his second goal, and Villa's third. It's 3-1 Villa. No complaints about the penalty. He handled on the line, but I think it's such a sad, sad way to deal with a competitor like Andrei Kanchelskis, or anyone for that matter. It's a crazy piece of legislation, and that's a great sight for Villa fans.
He also misses some games now for Man United before the end of the season, Brian, which is just collapsing all around them at the moment, and they've played well today. They've done nothing wrong.
The fourth red card in 5 games. Saunders 2 and Atkinson the scorers for Villa. Mark Hughes for Manchester United. What an amazing final this has been, though. Ince with the free kick. Palace scorer, Keane's going to take it. Teal with a header. The final whistle's gone. It's Aston Villa who've won it, and the treble is no more. The possibility has gone out of the window here at Wembley tonight, as Ron Atkinson's side beats Manchester United by 3-1. Dean Saunders with 2 of the goals. Daniel Atkinson with the first one, Mark Hughes with 1, responding for Manchester United. So the dreams of an incredible treble have gone. And here's Ron Atkinson.
Ron, congratulations, you were the rank outsiders and you really got your act together.
Yeah, we worked very hard. We had a plan where we, a way of playing. There was a little bit of a change from our normal way. We stuck at the task. We showed character when they came back at the end. I mean, the last 10 minutes seemed like an hour. And in all fairness, full marks to us.
Actually, you said the last 10 minutes seemed like an hour. That Bosnich save was so crucial. Instead of 2-1, you went on to make it 3-1.
Magnificent, brilliant save. Nearly as good as that Woodworth.
Now for Manchester United, of course, they still have 2 other things, but this is so important for Villa. First time back for 17 years for you as manager and a place in Europe now.
It's important for those people. All that lot down there. Important for our chairman, he's earned it. It's important for everybody.
Okay.
We're going to have a few drinks tonight.
Okay, and it was a great game as well. A great game as well.
We enjoyed it. Yeah. Well done.
And so Villa equal a record of Liverpool and Nottingham Forest of 4 wins in this competition. And remember, Big Ron came here with Sheffield Wednesday in 1991 and beat Manchester United. He's come here in 1994 with Aston Villa and he's beat Manchester United. And Alec Ferguson commiserating there with Andrei Kanchelskis.
Well, they played the part in a terrific game. I know that'll only be a consolation to them. But wasn't it played in the right spirit? It was a terrific game. We've had a player sent off. There's not been a bad tackle in the game. Possibly just half a bad one. And I think on the day, the best team won.
I think Doug Ellis is not far short of a few tears there.
Well, he's been there a long time and he's seen a lot of comings and goings. But it's terrific to come here and win anything. But to take part in a game like that, he must be thrilled. I think they just edged it over 90, but it was a great game.
Let's have a word with Dalian Atkinson.
Dalian, that first goal set you on your way. What an afternoon for Villa.
Delighted. No words, I can't really say, but everyone's delighted. It's fantastic. The first time here had a win. What can I say?
Well, the team went into this final not looking as if it was going to be in the right mood, but it certainly proved to be that you were in the mood.
I said to you before the game, it's different than the league. It's a one-off game, and if we prepare right and we do the job right, we come out on top, and that's what we've done. Brilliant.
Okay, well done. Enjoy it.
Thanks very much.
The losers go up first.
There was no losers in this game for me, Brian. It was just a terrific advert for our game, you know. It really was. Played at Wembley, the home of British football, English football, if you like. And there were no losers.
And United come back here in a fortnight's time to play Oldham in a semi-final of the FA Cup. Mark Hughes leading him up. So Steve Bruce, of course, I beg your pardon, the captain, of course, was substituted. The man of the match is normally chosen by journalists on this day for the Alan Hardaker Trophy, and I understand it's Kevin Richardson, an excellent choice.
Yeah, difficult choice. There were so many players on both sides who had a chance to win it, but I think they made the right choice. He's the engine room. He worked his socks off along with everybody else in the midfield. I thought Atkinson pushed him very close. Maybe Bosnich even for that one save.
So a great disappointment there for Manchester United. But two with two things to play for, the FA Cup and the Premiership. But for Villa, it's a triumph on the day. And the man of the match, Kevin Richardson, leads his team up, knowing that they are back in Europe next season. What an amazing turnaround. That save by Bosnich at the end from Mark Hughes, which would have made it 2-2, and then right bang at the other end, 3-1.
His family up in the northeast will be drinking a few Newcastle Browns tonight, Brian. Terrific display from him. I think he led them from the front, didn't he?
Won championships with Arsenal and with Everton, and now lifts up the Coca-Cola Cup for Aston Villa. Villa the winners. Well, he's held most things today. He certainly isn't going to drop that. And there's Kevin Richardson also with the Alan Hardaker Trophy. Alan Hardaker, a former secretary of the Football League, whose brainchild this League Cup competition was back in 1961 when it started. Villa now winners for the fourth time.
People always say it can't rival the FA Cup, but if the FA Cup final this year is 3/4 as good as that, Brian, then we'll settle for it.
What a triumph too for Ron Atkinson. I mean, tactically and in terms of man management, of lifting men who lost their previous 3 games, a fantastic triumph for him.
Yeah, I think he comes out of it with the sort of credit he deserves. I mean, their tactics on the day were right. If Cantona had destroyed him, having left him free without a man-to-man marker, he would have been criticised. But it's worked for him on the day. They broke on Man United, and they thoroughly deserved to win in the end, but it took them a long time to get the upper hand.
Right, so Kevin Richardson will start the lap of honour, and we'll be back with more of this later.
Welcome back to Wembley, where Aston Villa have beaten Manchester United by 3-1 to win the Coca-Cola Cup final. A terrific game, a match really, Ray Wilkins, as Kevin Keegan said, that had something...
Before the match, that if you scored a goal, Villa would win. In fact, you scored two.
Yeah, I didn't hardly have a kick at the ball. I was just chasing about, and we defended quite a lot. We got everybody behind the ball, and it worked.
The defending was the key in the end today, wasn't it, against this Manchester United team?
Yeah, well, I was just watching from up there, but every time the ball went in our box, Thiele's head was on the end of it, so I thought he had a magnificent game today.
Right, Andy Townsend, in the end, first of all, Bosnich's save really turned the game round, because it could have been 2-2.
Yeah, I think we were looking a little bit tired at that stage, and the goal that United got gave them a real lift. But Bozzi, again, you know, the kid's been absolutely outstanding all season. There's no two ways about it. He's a phenomenal goalie, and he deserved to make that save.
Now, what about it for you? Because, I mean, you've had so many disappointments in cups, and now, first time, here it is. Let's have a look at it. A winner's medal for Andy Townsend.
There you go. At last. No longer Mr. Nearly. I've done it.
He's just thrown it away. Well done, lads. Congratulations.
Special moment for Andy Townsend, isn't it, Ray?
Yeah, it's fantastic. No longer Mr. Nearly. That's a nice shout from Andy. But he's done it, as Jack said, he played exceptionally well. But Villa, I think...